So now that the sequel trilogy is over, we can go into the many unanswered questions and plot holes that were left up in the air or barely answered. And to start this process, I think it's best if we start with one of the most controversial moments in all of Star Wars. The Holdo Maneuver. If you don't know it by name, let me play it for you and you'll immediately know what I'm talking about. Without audio, of course, because Disney is very greedy and will ruin my entire channel. Now, the Holdo Maneuver isn't the first time this has come up or has been done. In the Legends material, the non-canon stuff for Star Wars, hyperspace collisions and ramming were something present in expanded material and had the same devastating effects as the Holdo Maneuver. But of course, that's not canon anymore, and because that's not canon, many people, after the release of The Last Jedi, have argued that this maneuver completely changes how combat should be conducted in space. They say, instead of having fleets of ships full of people that could die, why not just attach a hyperdrive to a piece of metal or a rock and shoot them at the enemy? Now, I'm not going to go into how illogical that is when you consider how a hyperdrive works, how it functions, how much power it needs, etc., etc. Instead, let's just say you can do it. Let's say you're able to stick a hyperdrive to any asteroid and make it work akin to the Holdo Maneuver. Is it viable? No. No, it isn't. But that's not to say it isn't a way you can conduct combat, because it would be. However, in the long run, it wouldn't be as effective as some are making it out to be. For starters, you have price. A hyperdrive big enough and capable enough to destroy an entire fleet is really, really expensive. For example, the ship used in The Last Jedi was a Mon Calamari capital ship. It is one of the biggest, most capable ships in the Resistance fleet. If it was smaller, let's say, if it didn't have the same mass, I'm inclined to say that it wouldn't have did as much damage as we saw, because we have to remember, the First Order fleet, like all fleets in the galaxy, had deflector shields. So in order to cut clear through a ship, it not only has to go through metal, but a full capacity shield. I don't think any asteroid or any small ship could do that. Maybe if it was big, but then you'd have to make or find an asteroid or vessel large enough to do so. But for the sake of the video, let's say anything works. Let's say a decently sized ship, like an X-Wing, let's say, is capable of completely destroying an entire fleet. It might be an effective tactic for a little while, maybe a few years, but what's stopping enemy ships from being loaded with a missile, or an EMP, or maybe another ship capable of countering a hyperspace ram? When you think about it, it's a lot like a nuke or a missile from our world, right? When they hit, they do damage. But that's if they hit. Every country around the globe has things in place to counter long-range or short-range missiles or nuclear weapons. Were they really overpowered at the start? Yeah, they were, but we, as humans, adapted. So in terms of Star Wars, just as no one is stopping someone from just hyperspace ramming everything, no one is stopping the galaxy from adapting to such a tactic. Don't get me wrong, being able to hyperspace ram changes the way combat is fought in Star Wars, but this isn't the first time, and it definitely won't be the last time the rules have changed. And one more thing. I don't even want to hear about the Death Stars, okay? If the Rebels had to put their faith in a Tatooine farm boy, there is no way a ragtag group like them could get something even remotely capable of slicing a Death Star in half. You can go put that argument to bed and smother it with a pillow. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns regarding this video, Star Wars, or its lore, you can leave them in the comment section down below, and I'll be sure to read each and every one of them. Thanks for watching.